Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, hi, my name is Natasha and it's fantastic to have you here. For today's video, we are going to be counting down my top 5 favorite tarot deck releases from this year, 2020. There will be an Oracle deck version of this video coming soon, so stay tuned for that and make sure your notifications are set to on. Now, let's begin the countdown. Okay, so keep in mind all of these are my personal thoughts and opinions, and they're my favorite top 5 decks. So coming in at number 5, we have the Friends Tarot by Chantal de Sousa. I absolutely adore this deck. It's so much fun and it's fairly inexpensive at $19.95. I thought it might be a novelty deck, but no, it is wonderful. It plays off the Rider-Waite-Smith imagery amazingly, and it makes me laugh every time I use it. It's fun, it's colorful. The only downside is there is no guidebook, so that's why it's lower on the list in my last one, but I come back to it each and every time because I know the series and I know the tarot, so it just makes sense. And I've used these for a few of my friends' readings and they love it, and it's so much fun. It's just a fun deck, and I keep coming back to it each and every time strictly because of the fact that I love Friends and I love the artistic direction and the art on this. So the only complaint is no guidebook, and the cardstock is a little bit lacking here and it's a little thin, but I gotta say, I love it and I connected with it right away. So again, that's one of the reasons why it is on my top 5. So let's go ahead and see what is number 4. Coming in at number 4 is the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot deck. This deck is by Minerva Siegel and it's illustrated by Abigail Larson, who I absolutely adore her art. And it is just a wonderfully fun deck. It does have, with the minor cards, more of a pip feel, which is okay. So if you are a beginner, it might be a little hard for you to read at first, but the guidebook is great for a beginner as well. It'll help you out. I just love the color vibrancy. I love the art style, and The Nightmare Before Christmas is one of my favorite movies, and around the holiday season, it's kind of playing nonstop at our house. So it's fun, it's whimsical, and it's very well done. So this retails for, let's see, $24.99. So it's a little bit more expensive, but well worth it in my opinion. The packaging is great, and the art is so much fun. I love it. So that is my number 4. Okay, number 3, we have the Muse Tarot. This deck is by Chris Ann and it retails for $26.99, a little bit higher up on the retail price, but the packaging is beautiful and I instantly connected to this deck. Look at that back, it's stunning. It plays upon the idea of muses, and the artwork is just so vibrant and beautiful. It was an easy win for me with this one. I absolutely connected right away. It's more of a feminine deck, so if that's what you're looking for, this is perfect for that. However, it's very dynamic and powerful with the art. I just find it stunning, and it does play upon that muse idea all throughout the guidebook as well. And the guidebook is really good. It gives you a lot of information. So this to me this was hard to put on my countdown because it needed to be really high up because I instantly connected with this one. It's just the perfect size, and the cardstock is really nice. It's on the thinner side, but it's so sturdy. I mean, I use this deck quite a lot and it's well holding up. So love that. That is my number 3, the Muse Tarot. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, my number 2 pick. Don't mind the horrible destruction of the packaging, but Tarot of the Divine by Yoshi Yoshitani. This deck is stunning. It like is so stunning. It breaks my heart. It is only $19.99 and I love it. I fell in love instantly. This is why it's number 2. The cardstock is so nice. It is the linen type style of the cardstock, so it feels really good texture wise. Look at that back. It's just absolutely stunning. And then the artwork is phenomenal. There's diversity because this is for like folklore and stories from all around the world. There's representation here. It's just phenomenal. I still need to get Yoshi's their storybook that goes along with this deck. So there's an actual storybook with all of the different stories in here. It's just so much fun to look at, so much fun to use, and it's very positive and calming in like the best way. It's so positive. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I use it quite a lot, and the cardstock has definitely held up. It's wonderful to shuffle with, and it's just a soothing deck. I absolutely am so happy that I was able to purchase this, and I highly recommend it for anyone, beginners and intermediates and on up alike. The packaging is great besides the fact that mine has been through the ringer already. And the guidebook is color and it's just so much fun. I love it. I just love it. There's some spreads in there. It's just such a great deck. It's my personal top 2 of the new releases and top all-time deck. Really, one of the tops. I absolutely love everything about this deck. All right, so before we get to number 1, we're gonna do an honorable mention. Woohoo. So it was really hard to narrow down just 5 decks. So I had to create an honorable mention because I absolutely adore this deck. This is the Golden Girls Tarot. This is by Chantel de Sosa as well, and it's the same retail price of $19.95, excuse me. Again, no guidebook, and it's the same kind of quality of card stock here, but it's just so good. It's so good. Each of the ladies have their own suits. Oops, she's upside down. They have their own suit, and it's perfectly suited for each one of them. Pun. But the art is just phenomenal. It's so much fun to use. I have a few family and friends that I've used this with, and they get a kick out of it every time I bring it out. And it's just so much fun. So this is my honorable mention just because I had to include this one. If I was going to include the friends, I was going to include Miss Golden Girls. So highly recommend this. Again, no guidebook, but I feel like with any deck, you can always turn to tarot books or the internet if you need some more guidance on meanings. So honorable mention. Now we'll see my number 1 pick. So there were a lot of wonderful new releases this year. And like I said before, it was really hard for me to narrow it down to 5, but I did. And then to narrow it down to number 1 was really hard. So this is my number 1, The True Heart Intuitive Tarot by Rachel True. This is a fairly new release, and I connected with it right away. My literal only one complaint is the packaging. That's it. Everything else in this deck is phenomenal. This retails on the higher end at $30, but I feel like it's so worth it. I feel like you get everything in here. You get inclusivity, you get diversity, you get a lot of information. I mean, look at how big this guidebook is. And what's great is like she put so much love and care into this. Not to say that any of the other authors and artists didn't in their decks, but it just shined through more with her guidebook because she added her own experiences into the meanings as well. So she was able to relate them, which I found awesome because I haven't seen that really in a lot of decks, at least not so intensely as this one was written. So there's just so much information in here. It's gorgeous and it's stunning, and there's a bunch of spreads, and I was really, really, really impressed with this deck. The cardstock itself is on the thinner side, but I haven't had an issue with it. It's actually really nice to work with. The cards shuffle wonderfully, And I feel like it is super accurate. Every time I use this deck, there's something else I see that I can pay attention to and that I notice, which is always great for me personally. So yeah, I was a little stunned and shocked that this was my number one, but then sitting down and thinking about it, not really, because I was super impressed with everything about this deck. So what I would love to know are your thoughts about each of these decks. Did I leave out a release that you thought should be in your top 5? What would your top 5 be? Let me know down in the comment section below. I'm so curious to know. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell on your way out of this video. That way you'll never miss an upload from me. And thanks so much again for watching, you guys. I have fun making these videos, and it's just another creative outlet for me. So I very much appreciate every one of you. And thank you so much for watching. And I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.